Many a times we struggle with questions. Why do the wicked prosper? Or why am I suffering? Or why is it that I'm not seeing my breakthrough? Why is it that my financial situation is not changing? Or why is it that my children are not being blessed? We all have a box of questions, a ton of questions. And many a times these questions lead us into a struggle with our faith. But I want to tell you, the struggles that you're facing with those questions, those answers can only be found not with man, but in God alone. When you read Psalms chapter 73, we see the psalmist there struggling with this question: why do the wicked prosper? He could not take it that he is righteous, he's walking with God, and yet he's seeing the wicked prospering and he going through struggles. I'm sure many a times we too have the same doubts or questions, right? Well, when you open to Psalms chapter 73 verse 17, it reads there, the psalmist begins to declare, until I went into the sanctuary of God, then I understood their end. He's saying, as long as I was seeking answers, as long as I was seeking why these things are happening, or why those people are prospering, why the wicked don't suffer, he could not get the answers. But when he went into the presence of God, he began to understand. He began to know their end. Come on, I want to tell you, those questions that you have, well, you can find the answers only when you get into the presence of God. In fact, David in Psalms chapter 27 verse 4, he says, one thing have I asked of the Lord, that will I seek after, to dwell in the house of the Lord all the days of my life. And then he ends with these words and saying, and to inquire in his temple. That means to seek his answers, to seek his voice, to seek his direction. I want to encourage you, all those ton of questions that you have, well, if you would only sit in the presence of God, if you would only begin to get into his word, if you would only begin to hear his voice, you will begin to see all those tons, all those questions answered. I want to tell you, everyone is struggling with those questions, but those who seek the Lord and those who hear from him, they are the ones who see or who experience the revelations, the truth of God, the wisdom of God. He sorts out all those struggles, all those doubts, all those fears, all that anxiety, all those unanswered struggles, questions that you're going through. He sorts it all out. And that's why I want to tell you, seek to be in his presence, and you will begin to see all the answers that you're struggling with. God bless you.